Welcome, everybody. So, the madness of the world really is reaching a critical point. It's really heartbreaking with so much death and destruction all around the world. It can really be hard to remain optimistic. Everyone's always blaming somebody else. Everyone always insists that their way of thinking, their beliefs, their ideologies, their philosophies, their religions is the right one. So then, whose fault is it? If everybody else is to blame, then whose fault is it really? Is it the left? Is it the right? Is it the Christians? Is it the Muslims? Is it the whites? Is it the blacks? What if the problem isn't out there, but right here? What if there's one and only one problem? It's the same problem throughout every moment in history, which has led to the death of all the peaceful prophets, the corruption of all the great leaders, the downfall of all the great nations. So, who and what is really the problem? Who is really to blame? And is there a solution? So, obviously, with current world events, it's just another example of the same problem that has perpetuated throughout all of human history. Without exception, it's brought everything down. And so, even today, Nepal is in turmoil as people are rioting against the corruption of the leadership. Again, obviously, there's assassinations in America. These things are happening all the time. And it's really sad as a human to live in this world because for me, everybody is my brother and sister, whether we're divided by these imaginary lines called countries. It makes no difference. We all come from the same root. So, again, what is the problem? So, I want to just start by reading a portion of this. And I mean, the title really gives the answer straight away. So, this is from a book called The Living Eternal World. And the passage is called Everything is Entirely My Fault. Everything is entirely my fault. To see things this way is my fault. To see things that way is my fault. The faults of others are my fault. The well done deeds of others are my fault. The discernment I have regarding the rights and wrongs of others is my fault. Everything in the world is my fault, and all the conditions that make the world revolve are my fault. They are not the faults of the world or my ancestors. They're not the faults of my parents, my husband, my wife, or my children. They're not the faults of my brothers, my sisters, or my friends. They are not the faults of anyone else in the world. They are all my fault, whether they be my enemies, the ones I love, or the ones I hate, the ones who are singular in their greatness, or the ones who are not, the ones who are dirty, or the ones who are clean. Everything is my fault. This me who knows nothing but myself, this me who thinks something is right only when it meets my standards, who thinks something is wrong when it doesn't meet my standards, and who is concerned only for myself, is the worst person in the world. I am the most narrow minded person in the world. I am the pettiest person in the world. I'm the dirtiest person in the world. I'm the one who really deserves to die. Only when I have been caught and eliminated would the world become right. Then would the world become a place of truth. The one who knows that it is oneself who has wronged and who is not right is the wisest and can reach completion. The world is right. The world is already enlightened. It is me who is not right, which is why I see the world through the narrow mold of my mind. That is why I am not right. I am to blame if I am unable to go to true paradise or accumulate heavenly blessings in heaven. It is all my fault. I'm truly sorry to the Creator. I'm truly sorry to all the creations. I'm truly sorry to the people of the world. I'm truly sorry to my ancestors. I'm truly sorry to my parents. I'm truly sorry to my brothers and sisters. I'm truly sorry to my husband or wife. I'm truly sorry to my children. I'm truly sorry to the ones I love and the ones I hate. I am truly sorry to my enemies. I am truly sorry to my friends. I am truly sorry to everyone I know. So, this is actually the last passage in the book. And so, it's actually a bitter pill to swallow when I think from the perspective that everything is my fault. How can that possibly be? This physical body is not the one who pulled the trigger. This physical body is not the one who started the war. This physical body is not the one that committed that crime. But from the perspective of the universe, everything is one. It's only from inside of this individual mind that I exist individually, separated from the rest of the universe. So, therefore, the root problem of everything is actually myself, my own mind. But we spend so much time and energy as a society, as individuals, blaming everybody else but myself. And when I blame everybody else, I try to debate with everybody else. There is no solution there. Everybody continues to insist that their way of thinking is the right way, that their religion, their philosophy, their ideology, their beliefs, their country is the right one. Is this really the way to continue to live as a society? Is this really the way to continue to live as humanity? My belief is that it's not. My belief is that the problem, the root problem, is the human mind, and the solution is to eliminate the human mind. So, what is the human mind? So let me just go into this here. All right. So the human mind. So first of all, this body is a five senses camera. So with my eyes, everything that I see gets stored in the mind. Everything that I hear gets stored in the mind. Everything I smell, taste, touch, feel gets stored in the mind. So this body itself is like a camera that stores these pictures. So these thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, everything gets stored as pictures in this mind. Now, where did this body come from? So first I have my parents. So I have my mum and I have my dad, and they create me. And they have their own body and their own mind, which I resemble. So just like we look like our parents, our mind also resembles them. And this is the habits. This is the deep-rooted minds that are in every single cell of the human body. And so this is why hundreds of years ago, royalty, when they would mate, they mated within themselves to try and keep the bloodline pure. They thought it would keep the bloodline pure when they did incest, but it actually had the reverse effect. The children ended up becoming deformed, and they would die younger, or they would be born as still, they wouldn't be born, they would die at birth, because the human mind is the thing which sickens the entire body, even to the root. And so what happens when two bloodlines mate? The bad habits that are stored in each and every cell, they compound, and then the children become deformed. And this is the problem. We think only we look like our parents, but our mind traits also resemble them. So this has also been proven in epigenetics. This has been proven with trauma that has been transported from one generation to the next, even beyond this generation being in that place of trauma. Why? Because it's stored in the mind, and because we resemble the appearance, we also resemble the mind. And from there, obviously, we have our body, this five senses camera, and then we create the own life that we have lived, which is our own karma. This is not karma like good karma or bad karma. This is just simply the life that I have lived, which is this picture world that I've created. So now, we think that we're actually living in the world, but we're actually living inside of our own mind world. So wherever I grew up, wherever I was born, this starts my picture world. So for example, my name is Stephen. I was born in 1986. I was born in Western Australia. I was born to two parents with a Macedonian heritage. And this is how my identity first begins, or this idea of my identity, which from the very root, this is what in religions they refer to as the original sin. We're automatically separated from the world based on the habits that we were born into this world with. And from there, I start taking these pictures and thinking that this is me. And as I get older, all the different experiences that I have, the places that I play, they're all stored in my mind. Where I grew up, the house, the streets, the kindergarten I went to, then the primary school, visiting zoos, playing with friends. What kind of a person was I as a child? Was I a happy child? Was I an angry child? Was I well liked? Was I not well liked? All of these experiences become imprinted in my mind, and they start to formulate how I see the world and how I see myself. And so if I grow up in a society where there is lots of racism, then I will also more than likely be racist. If I grow up in a society with a lot of hate and division, then I will also grow up with a lot of hate and division in my mind, because I'm automatically taking these pictures and they're being stored into my mind. So when you think about Everything that you've ever done, it's all stored in your mind. So going through high school, the good experiences, the bad experiences, what kind of a student was I? Was I a bad student? Was I a good student? Did I do well in mathematics? That one test that I failed, did that lead to a series of failed tests when I took a picture of myself thinking that I'm not smart, I'm not clever, people mocking me, telling me I'm dumb, looking at my grades, thinking my grades are bad, showing them to my parents, them telling me my grades are bad. This idea of myself is reinforced by this continuous accumulation of pictures. So then I start to formulate or continue to formulate these ideas in my head about who I am, and what my identity is. Going to work, the different relationships that I have, the friend circles, all of this, all the way up until this present moment, the job that I have, the work, the career, the study that I did to get it, pushing and fighting. Everyone is born as a fighter trying to defeat everybody else inside of their own mind world. We've all become kings and queens of our own mind world. Now, this is continuously building up in our mind, and our mind gets more and more complicated, and more pictures get stored in there, which is the stress, the pain, the suffering, the burden. This is forming how we see the world. So again, I think that I'm living in the world, but I'm actually living inside of my mind world. The way that I perceive the world is 100% without exception based on how I see the world. It starts at the very root from this individual that thinks it is Stephen looking at the world. That is the root cause. There is a Stephen in the mind that thinks that it's looking at the world. So from there, from that basic root, there is this entire mind world. That's all the neural pathways in your mind, all the neural networks that get reinforced by the life experiences. This is the picture world. This is the mind world. This is the human mind. And this human mind is fundamentally self-centered. It thinks about itself first and foremost because at the very root of it, there is this self that's always trying to survive in the world. That's why humans throughout history have become fighters, because we're always trying to survive in the world. And this is why there is so much crime, conflict, war, and all the problems in the world, because nobody can agree on anything, because everybody only insists that what is in their mind is right. So everybody's probably seen The Matrix, or if you haven't, you most definitely should. And when Neo wants to learn judo, he just downloads judo, and I know judo. It's really very much like this. You only know as much as you have in your mind. So for example, I learned English, so I can speak English. I have English in my mind. I learned architecture, so I have architecture in my mind, and I'm an architect. I do not have law in my mind. I've learned bits and pieces about law. So when I learn bits and pieces about law, I start to add law into my mind. Same as anything, any new language that I want to learn. I cannot speak Mandarin. I don't know Mandarin. I can't even read the letters. I do not have Mandarin in my mind. So this is really how the mind works. Whatever we add into there is how we think, how we feel, how we speak, how we act. This is the human mind world. So now, the habits that I get from my parents and ancestors, they had their own life lived, their own beliefs, their own ideologies, their own philosophies that got imprinted into my mind. And now we also then give this to our children. And this is why I believe, this is just my belief, and I do believe it will be proven over time. This is why our children, there is a mental health crisis in the world, because their minds are so full already, because we've never once learned how to let go of anything from our mind. So if you think about your body, when you become constipated, your whole body becomes sick because the toxins aren't being released from your body. The habits in your body are literally shortening your lifespan. They are literally shortening your lifespan. Think about again the example of incest. It shortens their lifespan because the habits compound. The diseased cells compound. And so this is in our brain, this is in our body, and then we give it to our children. And this is why our children are having stress and anxiety at younger and younger ages. Yes, the environment is also inducive of this, the phones and social media, but it's because the genetic imprint from the start is already full of all of our minds and all of our parents and our ancestors' minds. We have very complicated minds. And so what is the solution then? Is the solution to continue to live inside of this mind and try to learn more and add more into this mind and try to study more and try to debate more and try to insist that my way of thinking is the right way of thinking and that everybody else should match my mind? Or is the solution Occam's razor, the total opposite of everything that has happened since the beginning of human history? And it's not about adding into my mind, but it's about learning how to let go of everything from my mind. So as I let go of what's in my mind becomes clearer. It becomes cleaner. It becomes naturally more accepting and more loving as I release my ideas. This doesn't mean that I become a robot and a nothing and I become like everybody else and we're all just automated beings. I am still an individual, but I'm the whole and the individual both at the same time. At the moment, everybody's living only as the individual, insisting that their way is the right way, insisting that their mind is the right mind. And this is the problem. This is the one and only problem. Everybody has a bit of truth in them, but we insist that our truth is the truth. And this is the problem. The mind has nothing to do with the truth, the picture world, the mind world. If we learn to let go, then what remains? All that remains is just the universe. And this is how we become loving. This is how we become accepting because the world is already enlightened. The world is already righteous. It's only myself that is the problem. So, this is how we live in harmony with each other. So, if you formularize this, the universe, we can't draw the universe because it's infinite. But this universe, it doesn't matter what you call it, whether you call this universe or whether you call this God or Buddha or Allah or soul or spirit or truth, whatever name that you want to give it, I'm not here to talk about the names. The truth does not exist in the names. Truth never existed in the names. The names are human constructs. The names come from human language, invented language. The truth just is. So whether you think that this is science or the Big Bang or God, it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. What we can agree upon without exception is that this infinite universe emptiness created everything. All the stars, all the planets, all the galaxies, the moon, the earth, everything was created by this universe and returns back to this universe. So whether you want to say that this was created by God in 7 days and 7 nights, or whether you want to say that it was a big bang that happened all the way from this tiny infinitesimally small particle, it doesn't matter. What matters is the truth is that it creates and everything returns to it. The infinite universe emptiness is the truth. It is the creator. It is the mother and father of existence. So what is the problem? Why can't humans live like this? Well, everything that I just outlined, because we're taking pictures of everything and I'm living inside of that mind world, which overlaps perfectly. So this human mind that I live inside of overlaps. Now, if we break this down again into the different concepts, so then spread it out and illustrate. On the left, there is the truth, the true mind. This is the universe mind, the true self, the Christ consciousness. It's the mind of God, Buddha, Allah, the soul, the spirit. It is existence. This is the real existence. This is who I am fundamentally within. Again, even in science, they're saying that cells, or on a quantum level, all the cells are 99.99999%, the atoms are 99.9999% empty space. This whole being is basically empty space, but it looks real. It feels physical, but it's actually not. It's just an illusion. This is what quantum mechanics is saying. This is what they say in religions too. This is what they say in Bibles and scriptures. Now, the problem again is this human mind, which is false. It's not the truth. It's the human mind. It's the false self. It's the ego, stress, pain, suffering, picture world. It's a copy of what's in the world. It's dead. It's lifeless. It's non-existent. Really just think about it. Right now, you can close your eyes. You can bring up an apple in your mind. The apple that's in your mind. Just think about this for a second. Do it right now. Close your eyes. Bring an apple up in your mind. Is that apple real or a picture? It's a picture. It's not a real apple. You cannot eat it. You cannot take it out of your mind. If you were in the middle of the desert right now and you imagined 1,000 apples in your mind, you will still die of starvation. If you imagined a waterfall of water because you were dying of thirst, you would still die. It doesn't exist. It's only in your mind. Even if you think of your house, your room, your car, everything that's in your mind world is just a copy. It's just a picture. It's a hallucination. It's not actually real. It's not the real thing. This is the problem. This is the one and only problem. So everything from the moment I was born that's been accumulated into there is just a series and sequences of ideas that I've thought to be the truth. And so again, if I remove all of that from my mind, then what remains is the truth, the objective, irrefutable truth, which is who I am, who everyone is, what everything is. If I just remove everything from my mind, discard everything from my mind, all that remains is that infinite universe emptiness. And then if I'm reborn from there, this is what being reborn is. This is what rebirth is. This is what eternal life is. This is what salvation is. This is what heaven is, paradise, bliss, nirvana, is to live as this. This is what enlightenment is to live outside of this mind world, to come out of that bubble. Everybody's living in their own individual bubble. And this is the one and only problem, that has again created every single problem in the world without exception is the human mind. All the corruption, all the greed. It doesn't matter what the system is. It doesn't matter if we have a new monetary system. It doesn't matter what it is. If the human mind is at the root of that, it is destined to fail. We've had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of this repeated pattern. All the way from Atlantis up until now, it's been the same thing. The destruction, the ultimate destruction has been the human mind. It's been the one problem because it's not in harmony with nature's flow. It's not in harmony with the universe because it is self-centered. So when we remove that, then we become the universe. Then everything flows naturally. You might think about even often there'll be discussions about nuclear war and, we'll wipe out all of humanity. Well, guess what? Nature's still going to flourish. It will flourish without humans. If humans are not here, everything's still going to go on. It's going to go on eternally. So humans and the human mind is the problem. But if we just eliminate this human mind, then everything becomes perfect. Everybody lives in harmony. Everybody will see the sameness, the oneness, not the differences. This is the way to unite all religions, all philosophies, all ideologies, because they will see, actually, yeah, what's being said here in the Bible is actually very similar to what's being said here in the Quran. Actually, what's being said in the Buddhist Sutras, actually, yeah, it's very, very similar to what Jesus said here or what Muhammad said here. They're all talking about the same thing. Even when Jesus says, I'm the truth, I'm the way. Yes, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. Jesus is, but it's not the physical body. The physical body is the illusion. It's the oneness. When Jesus said, I am the truth, I am the way, that was God itself speaking to you. God itself is not the physical shape. God itself is the infinite, endless shape. That is God. The entire universe is the body and mind, which is God. So that's just what I believe. And I know that there's probably going to be some resistance on that. There always is resistance on that. And it's such a pity. It's such a pity that the world is desperately trying to show you that these things are the same and they're one. And what a wonderful way to live. And instead of people embracing that, they resist against it. Why? Because of what they have in their mind, what they think to be true. So simply just let go of what's in your mind and you yourself will see, yeah, it's actually all the same. That's the beauty of it. It's so simple. You don't need more debates. You don't need to read more books. You don't need more knowledge. You just need to learn to let go of what's in your mind. That to me, in my opinion, is the ultimate solution. It's the way to world peace. It's the way to heaven. It's the way to everybody living together forever. It's the way to utopia. It's everything we've ever dreamed of and everything we've ever wished for. At the root of your heart, don't you just want to be together with everybody? Don't you just want to make your family happy? That's what everybody wants. They want happiness for themselves and their family. Well, guess what? Your family is not just what came out of your parents' bodies. Your true family is everyone in existence. That is your true family. We all came from the same root. We all came from the root of the infinite universe emptiness. We're all one big family. So yes, we do want the best for our family, but everyone on the planet is actually your family. So to realize this, it's not just a matter of thinking about it or philosophizing about it or debating about it or trying to spread the word about it. That doesn't work. That really doesn't work. I've been talking about the same things for 10 years. What works is learning a method to let go of these things from your mind. That's what actually works. And that's why I do meditation a lot, because I've had experiences of enlightenment prior to even starting the meditation that led me to believe there is more to reality than just this this physical body. It just dies and disappears. There's more to it than this. But I didn't know how to get back there. And this is where meditation for me has been the solution for it. But meditation is really, it's just a word. It's actually really, it's not a very accurate word for what it means to let go of everything in your mind. It's really not an accurate word. So I don't know what the right kind of a word would be, but it just so happens to be that meditation was chosen for it because it's the closest word to it. So anyway, wow, there's 100 people watching. This is really, really interesting. I wasn't expecting there to be this many people, and there's all different people here as well. So that's really interesting to me. So wow, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. So yeah, in Australia, obviously I'm in Australia. So let me have a look. So in Australia, I would like to just bring up the websites here. You know, and it's horrible because it feels like a shill, but for me, this is what I believe to be the ultimate solution. So I'm going to naturally share these solutions because I desperately want other people to experience the joy of the solution for themselves. So, all right, so I'm just going to bring up the websites here for anyone who's interested in even trying to learn how to let go of what's in their mind. Because again, once you can learn how to do that, oops, everything makes sense. Everything is wonderful. So let me share these websites. Why is this? Stop sharing. Here we go. Share screen. Okay. So in Australia and New Zealand, online meditation, oceania.org. Why meditate? To help you through these uncertain times, we invite you to a live group meditation for hope and healing. Learn a practical, effective tool to release negativity and restore your natural state of peace for good. Let's come together to lighten our mind and brighten the world. Restore your natural state of peace. This is actually how we should be living. This is our natural state. Without exception, humans want to be together. We just only choose our family because that's where the least resistance is to what my beliefs are. So, but if I just learn how to let go of what's in my mind, then everybody's my family and I can get along with everybody, irrespective of what their beliefs or their ideology or what their sexuality is or what their race is. None of that, it really doesn't even matter, even in the slightest. So you can go here, you can book Restful Saturday. So this is something that I guide as well. Personally, I do this. I think I'll be doing one. I think I'm doing one next Saturday actually. So today we had one that's every Saturday, and then in America there's a place called onlinemeditationevents.com. They have a lot more there. So I would just encourage you to just go and check it out, see what it's all about. Why I'm so like. There must be something to this, right? There really must be something to this. So if something has been, there has to be a better solution than just debates. There really has to be. If you really think about the mind, like how many more debates are we going to have? It's not really getting us anywhere. Politics now has really become so stagnant. The difference between the left and the right is like so minuscule, and the forces which represent the political parties, they're not necessarily in the interests of the people. So is that the solution? Is it the right political party? Do you really think that's the solution? Do you really think having more discussions about it is really the solution? Or is the solution me? I can fix myself. And when I fix myself, then that's the ultimate solution. Because when I become perfect, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the world. As long as this individual is perfect, that's all that matters. But because everything is just energy and light, when this energy becomes the energy of truth, then it's a force that naturally gravitates people to it. It's energy. So people are attracted to it. Why? Because it's the truth. Everybody's attracted to the truth. At the root of everybody's desire is the desire to become the truth, to live eternally. That's why when you become the universe, you live eternally. You can achieve heaven now while you're alive. It's not something that you go to when you die. The death is now in your mind. This is the sword that Jesus spoke about bringing to the world, killing your false self. So definitely recommend going to check out these places if you're interested. I'm going to go to the chat now and see if there's any any questions. But man, just because there's 120 people, I'm actually really quite shocked about that. But I'm very glad. So I'm going to leave those links in the description. Nuno, thank you very much. Great insights. I appreciate that. Healthy Horizons. I think it's supposed to say Healthy Horizons. There's a few little blocked out words there. So thank you very much. This is the best content this month, Steve. Well, thanks. Thank you, Steve. And I appreciate that. The only way to change the world is to change your own mind. Yeah, exactly. Even think about it from, like, even if you don't want to go this deep, when you can master your own mind, you can achieve anything. You can achieve anything. That's the real power and the beauty of having mastery over your own mind. So even if you don't really care about world peace and unity, even if you want to just learn to master yourself, it starts in your mind. Your successes and your failure all comes down to your mind. Whatever your impact on the world all comes down to your mind. Everybody talks about what they're going to do. No, but taking the action is completely different. How do you take the action? You have to have the right mind. It all starts in your mind. So train your mind, learn how to be a good and compassionate person to yourself and everyone around you. So even this, learn how to be a good and compassionate person to yourself and everyone around you. This is all about acceptance. And the way to do this, the true way to do this, it's not just necessarily about forcing myself to be good, because this is something that I tried my whole entire life, to be a good person. My whole entire life, I just wanted to be a good person. I wanted to be loved by people and I wanted to be a good person. I never wanted to be a naughty boy, but I was always a naughty boy. I was the middle son. I was always getting in trouble. I was always fighting. I was always angry. I could never escape from that anger. Every day I would wake up. Today's the day I'm not going to be angry, but you best believe I would be angry. Today's a day where I'm not going to argue with my parents, but I'd always argue. And this pattern, this habit just got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger over time. And quite honestly, it led to substance abuse, just to escape from my own mind. I couldn't deal with my own mind. I couldn't deal with the negativity of my mind. I could not change it. I couldn't read a book. I couldn't go to a seminar. I couldn't do any of those things to add anything more into my mind to make it into what I wanted to do, because the foundation of it, the root of the mind, was rotten to the core. So when you get rid of the root, when you remove the foundation and it's a clean foundation, then I could do those things. Then I could learn how to be a good person and a compassionate person. I could not. I truly could not before. I truly could not be a good person because the root, the foundation, the soil was so toxic. It was impossible. Really think about this logically. If you're going to build a castle, are you going to build a castle on a garbage tip? No, you're not going to. The foundation needs to be solid. You need a solid foundation. And to have a solid foundation, it needs to be clean. Your mind needs to be clean. So if your mind is full of negativity and hate and anger and resentment, it's impossible. Jesus says to love your enemies, but humans are not capable of loving their enemies. We can say the words, but it doesn't matter what words are being said. If the mind has enemies, if you have enemies in your mind, then it doesn't matter how much you pretend to love them on the outside. There is no love in your words if there is no love in your mind. The way to have love is your natural state is love. So all you have to do is just remove the hate, remove the enemies from your mind. And that's just the natural state, to be good, to be happy, to be loving, to be compassionate. All anybody wants is to just be happy. This is the way to be happy when you come out of your mind. So even from an individual perspective. In any case, I've gone on long enough. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to end it on 33 minutes and 33 seconds.